More than 200 Americans are shot and wounded every day. 100 more Americans are killed every day with guns. 8 of those killed every day are children and teens. Earlier this year, #Enough called on teen writers to channel their fear and frustration, their anxiety and anger, and yes, their hope, into 10-minute plays that tackle the issue of gun violence. This is what they had to say.
Loaded Language by Elizabeth Shannon. Characters: Girsa, a student at Trojan High School. Amira, a student at Trojan High School. JJ, a student at Trojan High School. Logan, a student at Trojan High School. Will, a student at Trojan High School. Setting: Scene 1 and 3. Each character is in their own space. Some can be sitting, others standing. Although they speak to the audience, they may have previous action that we can see. As the scene progresses, they may leave where they were sitting and become more connected. Scene 2, a school classroom right before the bell rings. Again, the set can be minimal as long as it gives some hint to a classroom. Author's note: I've written several plays before, but never seemed it necessary to include a note. This one, however, is different. In both scenes, all of the experiences of these characters are things I've thought, said, or had happened to me. Speaking specifically to the second scene, an event very similar to what I've written happened to me my sophomore year of high school in my third block biology class. Although some details have been changed, the events are still real. In short, I've overheard questionable talk of a shooting without context. Scene 1, a blank stage except for Kirsa, Amira, JJ, Logan, and Will, who are sitting.
Before last year, my school basically let anyone in through the front door. I mean, they still do, but they've installed these security doors recently, so everyone entering has to go through the front office before entering the rest of the school.
We all thought it was stupid. It made getting to class much harder.
And it wasn't like they were going to stop anyone.
Our school has a lot of doors. Doors by the theater, doors by the gym. Some kids prop them open so they can sneak out of school and come back later.
A shooter could enter from any number of those doors, totally undetected.
And even if the security doors did stop them from going immediately into the hallway, they could just shoot the people in the front office and then walk away.
The security doors are pointless.
Not to mention, a lot of times, school shooters are students. They just walk in with everyone else at the beginning of the day, no questions asked.
It would be so easy. I mean, don't call the cops. I'm not like a shooter, but I could think of like a million ways to sneak a weapon in.
My teachers told me this story about this one kid who made a threat, and the police and the principal showed up to my teacher's room in bulletproof vests, and they had to take him out for his frock.
We don't have lunch periods here. We just have 1 hour of free time.
And there isn't enough space in the cafeteria, so people just basically eat wherever.
Kind of gross, actually.
My friends sit at the front of the school, but I never stay there too long. The reason why is simple. If a shooter was going to come in, and lunch would be the perfect time to, we'd be the first ones dead.
I pick what classes I take partly based on where the rooms are located.
The choir room is connected to the stage. I take a lot of choir classes because, well, if someone comes in, there are a million places I could hide. I know them all. There's the catwalk, the dressing rooms, the backstage bathrooms no one knows about, and these giant prop and costume rooms with big steel doors.
The choir room even has its own exit out of the building, right near the parking lot where I park my car.
You have the best chance of survival in that room.
So I'm in it as much as possible.
One day, my dad was driving me to school. He was listening to a report about a school shooting that had happened the day before. Why didn't he turn it off? I was sitting there, on my way to school.
My mom told me once how she worries every time she drops me off. What if she doesn't see me again? Then she told me she realized that her worrying doesn't even compare to how I feel every time I walk to school. She was right.
I say goodbye to my parents, and it crosses my mind that I might not see them again. I just shove that thought away.
I've planned what my last text will say, in case something happens.
I was a 4th grader when Sandy Hook happened. And that could have been me.
I was a freshman when Parkland happened. A lot of the kids killed there were my age.
That could have been me.
Blackout. Scene 2, a school classroom. A few minutes before class lets out. JJ, Kirsa, and Amira are standing in a group talking, although Kirsa is looking at her phone and not really paying attention. Will and Logan are talking close by.
So on Saturday, I'm going to the movies, and then I have work on Sunday.
Oh man, I was gonna ask if we could hang out.
Could we on Monday?
Tension shifts to Logan and Will. JJ and Amira continue to speak, but more quietly.
Did you hear that Chad and Ella broke up?
Monday, I have swim.
No,
Yeah, apparently Chad is like super pissed at Ella.
Well, I'm busy, so Tuesday?
why?
I don't know, but if I were Ella, I wouldn't have messed with Chad. You know he has like anger issues or something, right? But he's gonna shoot this place up.
Wednesday, I'm free then.
Let me check.
JJ pulls out her phone. Kirsa overhears Logan's line and registers the statement. She continues to listen.
No way.
I think so. And I know his dad keeps guns in their house. I went over once and Chad showed them to me, so he could totally do it. He and Ella have the same fourth block, so my money is on him doing it then.
Yeah, I think Wednesday works.
That's in like 10 minutes.
Kirsa leans forward, staring at JJ and Amira.
Yeah?
Did you hear them?
Who?
Logan and Will.
No, what did they say?
Something about Chad.
And Ella, yeah, they broke up.
No, something about. They were talking about Chad shooting this place up.
Oh.
What?
Are you sure that's what he said? That doesn't seem like Chad.
Well, I overheard it, and they weren't talking super loud, and I mean, I really just heard shooting. I could have misheard.
It's probably just that, or they were joking around. You know Logan, he's a jerk.
Yeah.
Everyone sits quietly for a moment, then JJ and Amira start talking again.
Are you going to the game on Friday?
I was thinking about it.
You should ask Carlos to go with you.
Oh my god, he would never say yes.
Should we tell Miss Albie
Tell her what?
what I heard?
I mean, if you think you heard it correctly.
Kirsa's hand starts shaking a bit, and she stares directly at one spot in front of her.
Did you hear it correctly? You're kind of freaking me out.
Are you okay, Kirsa? You look kinda...
What if Chad is planning that? What if he has a gun? I have to cross the main hallway to get to my next class. He could be there.
I'm sure he won't be.
Kirsa is trying to steady her breath.
Here, how about we tell Albie, like you said, just so you have some peace of mind. I'm sure it's nothing, but you don't look too good.
JJ gives Amira a look, silently asking for support.
Yeah, look, Albie's right over there, okay? Let's go.
I don't want to.
JJ and Amira exchange a look.
I'll go. She might ask to talk to you, though.
Just tell her.
I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll wait here.
Amira walks off camera.
Thanks, Amira.
Amira
No
looks at
problem.
her and nods.
No problem.
Amira exits. JJ and Kirsa sit together, Kirsa wringing her hands after a moment.
You really think you heard that?
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure everything will be okay. That kind of stuff doesn't happen here.
Well, not yet.
You know Logan and Will. They always say stupid.
Kirsa looks at JJ.
Don't get me wrong. I believe you. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, thanks.
JJ eyes Logan and Will warily. Amira enters from the same place she exited, crossing to JJ and Kirsa.
I told her.
And
She's calling admin.
Kirsa takes a deep breath and sighs.
What did you expect?
I don't know. I mean, I figured she'd call, but still.
And she said she talked to Logan and Will.
Kirsa gives JJ and Amira a wide-eyed look.
What if I heard wrong? Oh, God. Logan's going to know it was me, and he's going to tell everyone I'm...
Hey, better safe than sorry.
Are you okay, Kirsa?
Yeah, it was just my anxiety, you know. Being trapped in a room with no doors and hearing that is not super great.
He
Yeah,
breathed
I
deeply.
yeah, I figured. I mean, I feel the same way.
Like a panic attack?
I guess so, yeah.
Attention fades from Will and Logan.
You think they'll be pulled out of class?
Maybe, probably in fourth period.
I mean, there's only 2 minutes left of class. You know the bells are automatic. And admin won't make an announcement.
Yeah, and the intercoms don't even work. You can't even hear them in half the classrooms. This school is seriously a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Focus shifts to Logan and Will.
Who snitched?
For real, why can't anyone take a joke?
Kirsa looks at JJ and Amira.
They don't know it's you.
They could have seen you talking to Albie.
Who cares? They won't get in trouble anyway. Everything's good. Just go to fourth period block and try to forget about it.
It didn't happen. Everything's fine.
Exactly. We're fine. Nothing happened, and it's not going to.
Not today, at least.
Kirsa takes a deep breath and wrings her hands. The bell rings, and Amira, JJ, and Kirsa walk out. Kirsa still slightly shaky. Scene 3. Back to the settings we saw in the first scene.
We all think it. No one ever thinks that won't happen here.
Teachers have closed-door discussions with us about it.
Sometimes you'll be in class and you'll hear a
Pop!
from down the hall.
The entire class freezes.
We all look at each other and have this moment of,
It's happening.
And it'll just be a balloon or a science class doing an experiment or something, but
You feel it in your chest, that fear that life is about to end.
A teacher told me once that I don't have to worry about my school being shut up. Her reasoning? I go to an inner city school. She said that most schools with shooters are rich, predominantly white schools, so I'll be fine. But the kids at rich schools, they might not be.
When I was a freshman, one of my best friends in a neighboring school told me someone was planning on shooting up his school at 1 o'clock. The school knew about the threat, but all the kids were still there. I made my friend text me every 5 minutes that he was safe.
my friends will text me, don't go to school tomorrow. This kid posted that he's going to bring a gun.
Every high school in my county, hell, probably my state, has had a shooter threat. And most have had more than one.
But it's not just schools, it's concerts.
Movies.
Festivals.
Farmers markets.
And I don't even have to worry about being killed by a police officer while walking down the street.
I could be killed for jogging in my neighborhood or walking my dog after dark.
This isn't a hypothetical.
The students stand in a line.
This is now.
Blackout. End of play.
He said his name was Malcolm. I said, like Malcolm X? He said he didn't believe in violence.
He had a soulful voice, played a mean guitar too. We played a diner in Atlanta, and the guy who owned it called him a couple of different slurs. They almost fought, but I held him back, said, he deserves a punch, but don't do it. Next day, he said he needed to go home.
Where's home? I asked. He says Saponi Falls.
Most people don't take hitchhikers anymore. They're worried. I'm not. I picked him up down in Atlanta. I dropped him off in Saponi Falls.
We grew up there, Maryland, a suburb of DC. Nothing big ever happened in Saponi Falls. People there are liberal. I think it could be one of the most liberal places in the US, outside California. Everyone was surprised when they heard the news. Everyone trusted the police, and it wasn't supposed to happen to him. It wasn't supposed to happen here. But there's a video. You could see it. And you could hear each word the police said. And you can hear my brother's loud breath, trying to cling to life.
I told him not to leave Atlanta, but he had to leave. He had something to tell his sister.
He texted me telling me that he had something important to say, and he kept saying sorry. Sorry, 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 he said. I should have told you earlier, but I didn't. I was excited that he was coming home. He hadn't been back for a while. We all thought that he was mad at us or something, but he's not like that. He's quiet, observant.
Introspective.
He's not the kind of guy that complains or gets angry, ever. He just notices things. When we were younger, he noticed the things that I missed. Once we were driving past a Black Lives Matter protest in the neighborhood, and he told me, isn't it ironic? There isn't a single Black person there. It must have been hard for him to grow up in Saponi Falls. Our parents adopted him. I don't know the details. Malcolm never asked.
He was dead set on learning about his biological parents when I met him in college. I was studying African American studies with a minor in statistics. He was studying classical music.
I asked him why he wanted to do folk, and he shrugged.
And after, he said that he was silent. He was silent through the Carolinas and through Virginia, but somehow we understood each other.
I didn't ask him anymore. I get it. There's something about the music that makes the pain of a dead-end job, a dead-end life, melt away.
Well, we did. We went through databases of internet records and phone books, and we found him. He was born in Brooklyn. His father died in jail. His mom died having him. When we left college, he went to Brooklyn. I went to law school and became a civil rights lawyer.
It wasn't supposed to happen here. It wasn't supposed to happen to him.
Malcolm's case is the most important, most personal one I've ever worked on. It keeps me up at night. Brooklyn taught him that his great-grandparents were sharecroppers on a Georgia plantation. He said he had to go.
I couldn't understand why he kept moving, but he said he was fine. He said that he'd tell me and send me postcards from Atlanta. It's a big city. He said that there were a lot of opportunities. Teaching guitar with his band.
I wonder what he saw in Georgia. We drifted apart.
Somehow he drifted away from all of us and into music instead.
We played clubs and weddings and birthday parties. We played parks and restaurants. We played a diner, and he realized he was done.
I think he finally found his anger.
He was deflated.
He was tired when he stepped into my car. He carried a guitar case.
I asked him if he was going to come back to Atlanta, but he was quiet.
I don't like how quiet he gets sometimes, like he's celebrating his own funeral. I don't know very much about the Saponi, but there was a paragraph on it in one of the textbooks. Their language incorporates words of African origin, because the Saponi were one of the tribes that were known for sheltering runaway slaves, and sometimes swimming in this ocean of oppression where justice seems to be what's in shackles. I wonder why.
He never came home.
I got words for the officer who murdered my bandmate.
We held a vigil and people came from everywhere.
To the man who murdered my bandmate. You took away my best friend. You took away a man that heals other men with music. You took away his life because of your hatred.
We had gotten into the city, Saponi Falls, and night had fallen. I stopped at the gas station near the park. He thanked me and left into the night. When I came back from the gas station before getting into my car, I saw him walking in the park, whistling. He looked happy and calm, peaceful, and suddenly there was a fury of activity. Things moved so fast. An officer walked past and I pulled out my camera. The details are fuzzy, but you can see it, hear it.
You can see the way the officer violates Malcolm's body.
You could hear Malcolm's loud heart.
The officer pinned him down into the concrete footpath of the park, and a shot rang out.
Scene number 1. Miss Martin is on cafeteria monitoring duty, drinking a cup of coffee. The fate's behind her. Off to the side, Maria has a balloon popping fundraiser set up. Fate number 2 and fate number 3 always address one another when speaking, while fate number 1 stares straight out, addressing the audience in the chipper tone of an overexcited newscaster, standing perfectly still and smiling when not speaking. Before each of her lines, there should be a ping like the notification you might hear from a cell phone. All three are dressed the same as Miss Martin, but in a grayscale version of her outfit. Miss Martin should react to what the fates are saying, but should never look at them or address them directly. The fates, however, can all hear one another.
There are too many kids in here.
8% of public schools have enrollment that exceeds their permanent capacity by more than 23%.
I feel like there's way too many kids in here.
Miss Martin starts trying to count the amount of kids in the cafeteria. Fate number 3 starts nonchalantly sipping an iced coffee and should continue to do so throughout the scene.
I actually think there's less kids in here than normal.
Skipping school, timeout adds up.
Remember all those missing assignments we've been putting in?
No. There's definitely more. Do you feel how hot it is in here? Is the air conditioner broken?
Miss Martin starts fanning herself.
New research quantifies the impact of extreme heat on learning.
What would we do if something happened with this many kids in here? How would they all get out?
They wouldn't.
Oscar enters and goes over to Maria.
Hey, Maria. What's this?
Fundraising for student government. It's $1 to pop a balloon and you can win a prize. Want to try?
Sure.
He hands her $1 and she pops one of the balloons. Miss Martin jumps. Fate number 2 hits the floor like a bomb is going off.
Oh my God, it's literally happening right now. Everyone needs to evacuate. Okay, let's go.
That was a balloon popping, you idiot. How would you even get everyone's attention?
The bell rings and Maria picks up her poster board with the balloons on it to reveal a laptop and exits. Oscar exits, crossing in front of Miss Martin.
Hi, Oscar.
Hi, Miss Martin. See you 4th period.
Oh, hang on a minute. I noticed you haven't been turning in your reading questions on the Odyssey the past couple weeks. Is there any reason why?
I was gonna get caught up this weekend, but I was busy.
Oh, okay. Well, if anything is going on, you can tell me. Just try to get caught up. We have a discussion this Friday, and you usually have really good input.
The minute bell rings, and Oscar gives her an uncomfortable nod and smile before leaving.
If anything is going on, you can tell me. I can't believe we're really just talking like that.
Odyssey, I love that book.
You would.
I hope they're enjoying it.
Miss Martin goes over to the table where the balloons were and sits down in front of the laptop. She takes off her walkie-talkie and sets it on the table next to her. The fates gather back around her as she starts working. Scene number 2.
That was way too close back there.
That was quite literally nothing. Why are you so tense all the time?
I'm not tense. And at least I had a plan. What were you gonna do?
Oh yeah, great plan. Oh no, everyone get out. I know what to do. We've had how many lockdown drills this year?
Lockdown drills and American Quirk out of control.
You've never done one in the cafeteria.
That's because they're completely pointless.
Tonight, we go inside a company that profits off staging realistic shooter drills.
No, they're not.
A small part of the $2.7 billion school industry.
They prepare students for the worst.
Maybe, but at what cost?
Experts worry active shooter drills in schools could be traumatic for students.
The walkie-talkie crackles to life with someone yelling unintelligibly over it, making Miss Martin, fate number 2, jump again.
See, look at you. You're a constant wreck. For what?
I just like to be prepared.
For the inevitable, you mean?
No, it's not like that. Don't say that.
Fate number 2 and fate number 3 continuing, arguing silently for a beat as Miss Martin works, looking more and more weary. They switch back on.
Why do you have to be such a pessimist all the time?
I'm not a pessimist. I'm a realist.
Miss Martin sits back down at her desk and sighs as the bell rings.
Pessimists are 35% more likely to suffer from a heart attack or stroke than optimists, according to a recent meta-analysis of data from...
See, all your negativity is killing you.
You're not an optimist either.
Yes, I am.
Then why do you worry about everything all the time?
All of a sudden, Maria bursts into the classroom, very upset.
Miss Martin, I need to tell you something.
What is it, Maria?
Promise me you'll believe me?
Of course. What's going on?
Well, last period, I was in art class with Oscar and...
Spit it out already.
Well, he has a gun with him in his backpack. I saw it.
Fate number 2 gasps. Fate number 3 chokes on her coffee.
And I know you have the next period, and I...
Okay. Thank you for telling me, Maria. Go back to class for right now, please. I promise I'll take care of this immediately.
Maria leaves, and Miss Martin stands still, frozen with fear and uncertainty. Fate number 3 and fate number 2 start arguing again, overlapping and cutting one another off.
We don't have to tell anyone.
We should just confront him.
10 ways to make a confrontation work for you.
Oh, he's such a good kid.
We have to do something.
No. What am I saying? We can't get in trouble for this. Not after...
What do we do? You're the one who's supposed to be ready for this.
One teacher stated, when I think about dealing with a school shooting, the word unprepared comes to mind.
Oh my God, didn't we just email him saying we were going to have a conference with his parents if we didn't get caught up on the reading? What if we pissed him off?
This is not about us. Stop being so self-centered and focus. What do we do?
I don't know. I'm scared.
Why is this happening?
The bell rings, snapping everyone out of it. Oscar enters the classroom as the bell stops ringing.
Hey, my 4th period teacher let me out early. I wanted to talk to you about something.
Tells us maybe he won't get in trouble.
Yeah, right.
I was hoping I could get an extension on the reading. I was sick this weekend.
Okay, no problem. I get it. Are you sure there isn't anything else you want to tell me about?
No. Why?
Long beat. Oscar looks at Miss Martin and sees what she knows.
If I told you something, told you the truth, would I get in trouble for it?
You can tell me anything, remember?
Fate number 3 snorts.
There's a gun in my backpack.
Okay. Why is that?
Because of my brother.
Your brother. I don't follow.
Oscar gathers his thoughts for a moment.
Why do you think he did it?
Oh,
I bet he was getting bullied.
About 20% of students aged 12 to 18 have experienced bullying.
Or on drugs.
I said I don't know. Please shut up.
Jesus, okay. Stop taking everything so seriously.
Can you explain a bit more, please?
My brother hangs out with the wrong crowd here. Sometimes him and his best friends get into big fights. I knew they were arguing recently, and I had heard my brother say to his other friend that he was gonna do something big to finally shut him up. And sometimes when my brother's mad, he does things he wouldn't normally do. He gets himself in trouble, but he's not a bad person, usually. He can be really nice, and I walked in on him in my parents' room. He was holding my dad's gun, and he jumped when I asked him what he was doing. And I just got really scared of what he was going to do. So I decided to hide it, and I was pretty sure he wasn't going to go in my backpack, so I put it there. And I was so anxious the whole weekend that he was going to ask me where it went that I forgot to do the reading.
Miss Martin cringes a little at this.
But then the next day was Monday morning, and I was late and in a rush, and I forgot to take it out. And when I got to school, I saw it there, and I freaked out. And then
Oscar, why didn't you tell me what was going on?
I was scared, and I was worried that you might be mad at me for not doing my work, and you wouldn't listen to me. And I didn't want my brother to get in trouble. I want him to be able to graduate and get a job and turn his life around.
Oscar, this is a level 4 infraction. I'm going to have to turn you in.
You said that.
Emily, as the start of the second semester comes around, I'd like to remind you that your class should only be reading material that is approved by the state, and more importantly, by me. If I hear another report that you are exposing your students to inappropriate content, or frankly, any other violation of proper conduct, I think we both know what the outcome will be.
Are you going to come with me to the office, or do I need to radio the principal?
I'll come with you.
Miss Martin takes his backpack and they exit. Fade to black. Scene 3. Lights up on the same set. Miss Martin is working at her desk. The Fates are sitting off to the side, a bit more distant from Miss Martin than before. Maria knocks on her door.
Come in.
Hi, Miss Martin.
Hi, Maria. What
happened to Oscar?
Maria, I can't tell.
I know, and I can guess what happened, but I can really feel really bad. Oscar's a really nice person, Miss Martin. He wouldn't do what he did without a good reason. I kind of feel like I snitched on him.
I know what you mean.
They look sadly at one another for a beat.
Actually, I could use your help.
With what?
I want to start some kind of program in honor of Oscar to make the school safer and more friendly. I was hoping you might want to help me.
Fate number 2 and fate number 3 start to glance at one another as Miss Martin.
That sounds amazing. What do you have in mind?
Well,
Why does she still trust us?
A good idea. I'm pretty sure the school is way too underfunded.
Miss Martin falters for a moment.
I message from unknown caller, confirming therapy appointment with Dr. David on Wednesday, August 26th.
Miss Martin takes a deep breath and turns back to Maria.
Actually, I'd like to hear your ideas. I have a feeling you know what needs to change around here better than I do.
And why don't we get started?
Lights out, end of play.
Setting. Front yard of a house in the hood. A party commences behind the house, off stage. At Rise. Cheyenne, Imani, and Aaliyah are sat on fold-up lawn chairs in the front yard facing the audience. A fence with an open gate is on the proscenium line. Each girl has an empty plate and a water bottle at their feet. There's an empty chair beside Ayana and Imani. Behind them is a house. It has faded yellow paint on the walls and burglar bars on the windows. Lights up. The sound of laughter and loud music is in the background. A bouncy R&B song plays. The girls chatter inaudibly amongst themselves as Ayana enters stage right with a burger on a paper plate.
Don't nobody care. Wear whatever you want to wear. Just don't look like a mess.
Shy, be nice. What's going on?
So basically, Aaliyah was like, I wonder what I should take to school. I gotta find a man, you know? And Shy said that it don't matter. She ugly anyway. Then Aaliyah was like, be serious. I don't want to look like that. Then Shy told her not to be like that.
I really don't know why Shy's so mean to me. Like, I try to be nice and sweet or whatever, and all she do is bully me.
She loves you, Leah. She's just naturally mean.
What you mean, I bully you? Girl, this ain't bullying. If you want me to, I will.
I'm just confused on why you're clowning me.
Y'all hear something?
Bro, for real, leave me alone.
Girl, don't be so serious all the time. Stop being so sensitive.
Chill. There's no need for all that.
She's just joking, Leah. You know that.
Yeah, I know. I just don't know why she bullied me so much today. Like, girl, let me breathe.
I gotta give you something to remember before we leave.
Everyone pauses, their faces falling, turning thoughtful. The girls let their words hang out in the air.
It's weird, ain't it? We graduated today and I still feel the same.
Are we supposed to feel like grown?
I don't feel grown at all.
It's been 8 years already.
Yeah, we've been friends for about 8 years now.
No one speaks for a short period of time, reminiscing on their friendship.
Hey, Yana, you remember when Chris' little ugly self had a crush on you?
Cheyenne and Aaliyah suddenly howl in laughter as Ayana chokes.
Don't remind me. Y'all, stop laughing. It ain't funny. He was obsessed with me.
Please, Ayana, just give me a chance. I love you.
Ayana, I brought you some chips, but I ate them. I'm sorry.
Y'all, stop.
Aw, Ayana's embarrassed.
Okay, miss, I'm gonna marry Coach Johnson.
And
Don't do me, Miss Girl. I'm gonna go get me some water. Give me a plate.
Thanks, B.
You good?
It's crazy to think that it's been 8 years already. It feels like just yesterday we was in Miss Walker class.
That bra was crazy, bro. I swear.
She was so old, too. We talking about Miss Walker.
Bro, 4th grade was wild.
Yeah, but it was good, you know?
Did y'all hear about what happened with Marcus and his girl?
What happened?
Didn't he, like, beat her or something?
Yeah, her brother came home to him hitting on her.
Oof, bro, that's messed up.
I just saw Ankh talking to him about how to treat a woman, and he looked so miserable. For real, Murray was way too good for him.
Yo, I ain't trying to front, but I'm hella scared.
What you scared of?
Of college and growing up and stuff. Like just yesterday, we were 4th graders meeting for the first time, and now here we are at our graduation party. Like, we didn't even have enough time to figure all this out.
I get that, but that type of attitude gonna get you caught up. Don't think of it as the end of high school. think of it as the beginning of some new, of adulthood.
But I don't know what comes with that. That's what I'm saying. I haven't had time to figure out what adulthood is yet.
Ayana stands and goes behind Imani, hugging her neck.
Girl, we got plenty of time. We'll figure it out together. I promise.
Thank y'all. I ain't mean to make this a sad moment.
Girl, you good. Honestly, you should be excited about going to college.
What you mean?
You can finally get away from that ugly boyfriend you got.
Ha ha. You know he ain't my boyfriend. We just talking.
You see how she ain't say he wasn't ugly?
Leave him alone. He ain't ugly.
Well, he ain't cute either.
Or whatever. Y'all just hard to please, okay?
You just ain't got taste in men.
Ayana starts to hum along to the song. The sound of laughter and a grill are still loud behind them.
I'm low-key excited under all that fear.
Honestly, same. Like, I'm excited to not be in this neighborhood no more.
For real, like I always have love for this place, but it don't give us no options.
You're right. But I mean, I wouldn't say that it don't give us no options. We just don't have enough opportunities. But we got plenty of time to think about the future, though. Let's just enjoy this, all right?
You're right.
Where's she going? Yo, y'all remember when Maisie made us learn that dance with her?
Yeah, she thought Jamal was gonna marry her. We used to fight for him all the time.
Y'all was sleeping on my man Marcus.
So y'all just go forget that Jack was the finest one in the group?
Y'all blind for real.
Ma'am, you can keep Miss Ray Ray, okay?
He don't look like a girl. He's fine. You're just blind.
I'm just saying, we're here for you whenever you want to come out.
Thanks.
Who's that?
I don't know. Don't one of y'all recognize that car?
Nope.
It's probably just driving by.
She goes back to dancing. Imani and Ayana soon join her. Aaliyah keeps her eye on the approaching car.
Yeah, relax. It's just the car.
I'm trying to see if I can see who's in there, Shay.
Well, can you?
Nah, not yet.
Everyone continues to dance around her. Cheyenne's standing behind Ayana and Imani. Aaliyah suddenly gets serious.
Wait!
4 gunshots and the sound of tires screeching can be heard. Cheyenne immediately falls to the ground dead. The girls fall to the ground, covering their heads.
Jesus Christ, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Behind them, Aaliyah crawls to Cheyenne, who is still lying on the ground.
Who was that?
I don't know.
Aaliyah lets out a blood-curdling sob. Ayana and Imani turn around, see Cheyenne rush to her side.
Oh, but Shy, you good?
He shot her. Manny.
What? No, stop playing. Shy, get up. This ain't funny. Get up, Shy.
Shy, stop playing.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Aaliyah sobs loudly, accompanied by Iona's cries. The music in the background is still playing, but there's no more laughter.
Leah? Where was she shot?
Aaliyah points to the back of her head. Iona cries harder. Imani places her hand on the back of Cheyenne's head gently. Her hand is red when she pulls it away.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
We need to get somebody.
Okay.
Suddenly, Imani whips her phone from her back pocket.
I'm finna call somebody for help.
Iona runs her hand over Cheyenne's braid, whispering,
It's okay. She's gonna get you help. You'll be all right. I promise. You're gonna be all right again. You're okay, Shy. You're gonna get to a hospital and you're gonna be okay, all right?
Yana? I'm sorry. I didn't see. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Leah. It's okay, Leah. You didn't know.
Aaliyah nods, still crying. Iona kisses Cheyenne's hair and runs her hand over it.
Hello? I'm at 4535 Bradbury Drive and my friend just got shot. No, ma'am. We're having a graduation party and someone just rode up and shot here. Yes, ma'am. 15 minutes? Why does it take so long?
Imani looks over at the other girls, concern on her face. Iona is speaking indistinctly as Aaliyah continues to sob silently.
Okay. Please hurry.
It's okay, Shy. You're all right, I promise. You're good. You're gonna be safe.
The girls sit there, huddled around Cheyenne's body. Lights out.
Hi, my name is Justin Peters, and I directed and will be reading stage directions for Hullabaloo, written by Sarah Schechter. And the setting is the interior of a late 19th century big top circus tent. Conveying this can be as simple as red and white drapes. In the center of the stage hangs the curtain, and the curtain is a piece of cloth used to cover the grand finale and a portal used to project images and shadows or outlines behind it. It's also used for the blood map, which shows gun violence in the continental United States and beyond. While the audience gets seated, Big Iron by Marty Robbins and Joshua Fit the Battle of Jericho by Malia Jackson play on repeat. Hunter's intro. Lights dim. A collage of firearm outlines is projected to fill the curtain, almost glowing. Lights come on and Hunter enters. He taps the curtain with his cane and the gun projection goes away. Drums, fanfare, or circus music sounds.
Damn it, that was supposed to happen the other way around. I'll make sure Mel gets it right next time. Well, hello. Welcome to Zoom this evening, ladies and gents. I am Hunter, also known as the Hunter, also known as Hunter Hank, and I am your ringmaster, your leader, your guide, and gent for this here traveling show. I sure am glad you put down your dime to see Hunter's Great Hullabaloo, the greatest show not just in the world, but in all of history. I'm your wordsmith and ringleader for the brilliant acts you'll be seeing tonight, and I'll show you the stories of the land you're sitting on and the beasts that earn it and what exactly made it so great. While our acts are getting ready, you enjoy your peanuts and popcorn. I have a riddle for y'all. You gotta guess who I'm talking about. Whoever can put a name to the individual I'm describing will get a surprise.
He turns around, gets lost in his riddle, and no longer cares about the comfort of his audience.
I'm as American as white crosses, red blood, and blue lives. I put the buckshot in your beef, the ball in your brain. Who is it that hushed the Griot, shot Lincoln, the Kennedys, and King too? It was me, spreading like a fire on your prairie. Manifest destiny. I beat steel, germs beat me. Fathered by the Saxons and mothered by the Angles, raised by colonies, devourer of pheasant, and pig and partridge, boars and bobcats, hippos and lions too, oh my. Conquered by King Phil, but rebuked by Pontiac. Faithfully at the side of Daniel Boone and Jesse James, America fell in love with my voice years ago. Built to kill, but fun for toys. 6-shooters, powder caps, I dance on screens. Johnny Appleseed might as well have planted bullets, not because I'm everywhere. Maybe I won't be in the news for a while, but I'll be around. I stand my ground. Held by panthers or knights, you can try and coerce me with fire and water and brute force, but my favorite amendment lets me do whatever I want. I'm well-oiled, ready to go, heavy with powder, the big iron on your hip, semi-automatic and rapid fire. Double-barreled and always loaded. What's my name? Gatling, Smith, Wessing, Remington, Koch, Heckler, Colt, Beretta. Call me the devil, but I'm just metal and wood. Who am I talking about? Me. I'm talking about me. Hunter Hank, Uncle Sam, Brother Jonathan. I'm everybody. Anybody get it? Nobody got it, but that's okay. Sit tight for the grandest show in history.
He runs off stage. Act 1. Juggling and dances, colonial times. Hunter re-enters, and the music fades.
I now present the Juggling Jamestown Boys.
Ted and Ned enter, dressed in early colonial American settler clothing. Hunter hits the curtain with his cane, and Ted and Ned begin to do a dance in classical colonial style to the music. Hunter speaks along with the music.
Muskets, pistols, long rifles, knives, bayonets, tomahawks, axes, swords, sabers, polearms and cannons, shot molds, tender lighters, and cartridge boxes too. Taking it back to the beginning, we had tools to get what we wanted all the way back to when we first got here. Among other things, guns really helped us disband, especially at first.
As he speaks, the blood map appears on the curtain. Red splotches, like blood, spread across the map Jamestown to the 13 colonies, showing the growth of the United States from 1607 to 1853.
How many years was that, Ted?
264 years.
Good boy. When was the first gun, Ned?
The arquebus, a long-barreled musket-like weapon, was most likely the first personal firearm on mainland America. Columbus and other early explorers were probably the first Europeans to bring firearms to the New World.
The boys pull out balls and begin to juggle. Their juggling display grows more and more impressive, getting taller and taller.
In the late 18th century, the Anglo-American settlers break up from Britain came alongside the slaughtering of entire families without distinction of age or gender. This was the annihilation of what tribes, Ned and Ted?
The boys start to toss the juggling balls back and forth.
Cherokee,
Muskogee,
Delaware,
Seneca,
Mohawk,
Miami,
and Shawnee.
That's right. White settler militias expanded the boundaries of the 13 colonies. Now, boys, in 1658, your home state of Virginia ordered every single settler to own a firearm. The government even provided loans for those who couldn't afford a weapon. What did this mean?
Taking land is an individual and collective right.
A well-regulated militia.
Good. What else?
Sacred right to arm bearers.
No, Ted.
No woman unarmed.
No, Ned. No man unarmed. Militias and armed households for the control of the land, remember? What did I teach you to?
Every man is a soldier.
Say it again.
Every man is a soldier.
Again.
Every man is a soldier.
Hunter waves the boys off stage, and they march off stage. Act 2. Beasts, Gunslingers. Hunter hits the curtain to stop the music and shakes off the last act.
Well, we've touched on covering the land, but how about controlling it? Hunting is a classic pastime, one of my favorites, and a good way to keep things under control.
Ted runs on stage and hands Hunter a whip, taking away his cane. Crack! On the curtain, the outlines of circus animals connected by chains run past. Sounds of a lion roaring, chains jingling, an elephant blowing its trumpet. Crack! A stampede of buffalo pass. Sounds of buffalo stampeding. Crack! A stampede of children pass. The sounds of children running and screaming. Hunter shakes his head and hits the curtain until the kids disappear.
Oops. Things got a little crazy back there. Anyway, I've realized that animals are smelly and ornery and aren't really that entertaining. We already killed all of the buffalo, and no matter what anyone says, giraffe jerky is not nice. But you know what is? Bloodshed.
Crack! Hunter tosses the whip off stage. Ned brings him his cane. Homer and Mel enter in cowboy clothing. And holsters. The three men shuffle to the music.
Yippee-ki-yay! Annie Oakley made sharpshooting overrated, but a good old Western standoff ain't. I got the two best gunslingers here with us today, Homer and Mel, ready to shoot each other just for your entertainment. This act celebrates being an American in America, the land of low APR financing and underseasoned meat. What else, fellas?
Super Cuts.
Key Lime Pine Twinkies.
CVS.
Diet Soda.
Foot Locker.
Bass Pro Shops.
Walmart.
Goodyear Tires.
That's right, boys. Now let's get shooting.
The music fades. Homer and Mel face each other slowly, reaching back to holsters, only to pull out bananas.
What the hell is this?
Well, I can't actually have bullets flying about. You gotta do that in private. I got plenty of other stuff, though.
Ted and Ned run on stage separately, one another, next to Homer and the other. They each carry a basket from which Homer and Mel pull out sticks shaped like guns, then hair dryers, then cell phones, then toilet plungers, and Bibles. They aim them at each other and then toss them aside.
What do I have to do to get a gun around here?
It's too dangerous, Homer. We got kids here.
Well, those were all things the police have shot people for holding.
Shut up, Mel.
It ain't a real gun show without guns, Hunter.
Yeah, we're gonna find guns.
Then we're gonna have fun with them.
They exit.
I lead the show because people should know about the glory of our nation. They should see history. They should see its greatness. They should see people for who they are.
He pulls out a red clown nose, lipstick, and white powder and begins to apply clown makeup as he speaks. He transforms into Uncle Sam. Projections appear on the blood map, showing the places he discusses.
You know, I'm a free thinker myself. I think about guns and what they do. I've thought that maybe gun violence doesn't necessarily start with gunpowder. Guns are their own beast. But just like race is born from racism, maybe guns are born from something besides metal. Maybe gun violence was set up to be a problem back in 1455, when a papal decree permitted the Portuguese monarchy to seize West Africa and enslave its population. Maybe policing was set up to be a problem when the slave codes from the 1660s in the British colony of Barbados extended to the task of controlling enslaved Africans from overseers and slavers to all white settlers. This meant that collective racial policing was added to traditional English policing. This meant a tradition of settler terrorism supported by guns. Maybe the combination of guns and policing and industry were set up to be the problem with the capitalist firearm industry, which was among the most first successful modern corporations. Gun proliferation and violence among its legacies. But nobody's perfect, you know? I'm not just here to tell you my thoughts. I want you to be entertained. I want you to learn about guns, and the show must always go on. I'm sure you're all getting the best bang for your buck. The show must always go on.
Hunter jumps, clicking his heels, and exits. Act 3, Freak Show, Civil War. The sound of a country night play, crickets and cicadas. Hunter strolls in, makeup wiped off, holding a whip. Crack!
This part used to be my favorite act of the whole thing. Fresh from Antietam, Bull Run, Gettysburg, Shiloh, Vicksburg. The Freak Show.
He turns to the curtain. There are outlines of limping and disfigured men walking behind the cloth, missing limbs, holding heads crooked. Hunter looks at the figures hungrily and with wide eyes. They pass, and the music and night sounds fade.
But then it became illegal to show these guys, so we have to let you see them from behind a curtain. But it's not really the same. They're relics from the past, crumbling and old to see their bodies like theirs. You want to see the blood and the gore, just a peek. That's the thing about bad things. You can't help but watch. Sometimes that's what it means to be an American in America. And sometimes it's not the gore you need to see, but the constant possibility. That's what was entertaining about Annie Oakley's sharpshooting. She could shoot dimes from the man's hand, cigarettes from his lips, or a flame on a moving candle. She could shoot the middle of an ace of spades over her shoulder looking at a mirror. Anything could happen.
Act 4, Trapeze Sharpshooting, not a French scene.
Now, this one is the greatest act. It's my new favorite. Some folks will say America is committed to a social order predicted by human disposability, but I call it the greatest show in the greatest history of the greatest country on earth.
The boys enter, dressed in silk, and begin to perform incredible feats. Then Homer and Mel enter in blue suits, resembling cop uniforms, with a chair and a cloth sack. They come behind Hunter. Mel takes his whip, and Homer gags him. They sit him in a chair, and an apple is placed on his head. Ted and Ned come down and dance to the music. Mel cracks the whip until Basin Street Blues turns off, faltering a few times. Ted and Ned stand still.
I hate jazz.
Me too, Mel. This is the real final act. You want to entertain him, don't you, Hunter?
Mel cracks the whip, and Homer lights a cigarette, filling the stage with smoke. Mel pulls a mirror out of the sack and sets it in front of Hunter. Mel and Homer pull white robes out of the sack and hand them to the boys, who put them on. Mel and Homer nod to each other and each pull out a gun-shaped package from the sack. They put their hands on Ned and Ted's shoulders and hand them the packages. A red laser target lights up on Hunter's forehead. The curtain finally lifts up, revealing a field of objects. A baby crib, a dummy at a high school desk, a white cross, a rainbow flag, a Torah, and a teddy bear in a chair, all with their own laser targets aimed at them. The light gets brighter and brighter, focusing on the curtain, now an enormous American flag hanging above everything at the center of the stage. The light gets brighter and brighter until the room is flooded with white light. End.
Ghost Gun, written by Olivia Ridley, will be performed by Olivia Ridley. The setting here is ambiguous. The play is performed facing the audience. Lights up on Black Boy, clad in all black, sweatshirt and jeans. He wears dark sunglasses, his hood up, and a black bandana covers his mouth. He is noticeably anxious, maybe pacing, and trying to collect himself. There is a handle sticking out of his jeans pocket. He is inferred to be carrying a gun. After standing in front of the audience for maybe 10 or 15 seconds, he tears off the hood, the gloves, the sunglasses, like it's...
You see me? You see me? My flesh is rotting. My flesh. I got a gun now. Of course, y'all see me. You couldn't help but see me now. Y'all are scared now. So you sit, waiting for the villain's monologue before he shoots you, before he shoots the heroes. You won't dare interrupt. Who's hero and who's villain, really? You want a reason. No, you want a story. Yeah, you want a real sob story, or just a good one worth your last few minutes on Earth. You ask for the tragic backstory. You hear me start, poverty, gangs, blah, blah, blah. What's new? Black boy, we want something new, something fresh, something exciting. So what about Black boy gets a gun? Huh? Black boy gets power. Black boy gets seen. Black boy can command a room like I'm a rich billionaire CEO or something, in a room of insects for employees, telling them who's getting fired and who's not. You can find the same kind of power in a gun, man. Same damn thing. And it's a hell of a lot easier for a black boy to get a gun than for him to become any kind of CEO. You ask me why. Why the gun? Why now? And you know what time. But I can tell you what it's not. Did y'all know that black boys can't get mental illness? Apparently mentally ill don't apply to brown skin. Anxiety, depression, bipolar addiction, they don't count when they occupy black bodies. Especially not addiction. No. That's not an illness. It's a constant replenishment of something good that just also happen to be a little bad, right? Because when you alive, and you really alive, the ugly is inescapable. It runs in rivers, in blood-soaked streets, hangs low in smoggy, cancer-filled air, floats in the harsh stench of urban decay, because that's what the hood's like sometimes. And that's all y'all see about it, too. Something dirty, something rotting. Y'all still dare to smile. The thing is, you don't see it. Because if you saw it, if you really saw it, you couldn't smile. Those addicts, they see it. They alive, shocked back awake every single time that needle hit their vein. So that's where they got their good. They couldn't bear the bad. They're weak like that. But me? Man, I wouldn't miss your show. Steady, silent destruction. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I am stronger than that. Better than that. So I sat silent, watching you bring yourselves and everyone around you to ruin. No one really saw me, though. Really saw me, I mean. See, I got to be a new kind of invisible because y'all still saw me. Y'all definitely saw me. The more I hid my face, the more scared you were, and so you saw me to keep yourself safe. And that's the only reason you wanted to see me, to be cautious. My kind of invisible, it's a little different. Like you can't help but notice me in a room, but it's I could get shot in the street tomorrow and no one would look twice kind of invisible. You'd see it, sure. The crack of the bullet, the sharp bend of my knees, the dark, wet pavement, the stillness. The stillness. You'd see it, sure. But the shock's not there. The falling of black bodies, it's just a side effect of living in the ghetto, right? It's they fault for living there, getting all wrapped up in it. There is no outrage, just a vague, unpleasant taste in your mouth. You change the channel. That's where the invisibility comes in. It would mean nothing to you. Too common, lacks shock factor, just to be expected of such a violent, aggressive race, right? They the reason the ghetto's like that in the first place, why it makes you feel uncomfortable and unsafe. It's not the poverty that gives rise to crime. No, it's them. Why pretend it amounts to anything more than what it is? Something ugly, something born from their own inherently ugly race. Decomposition is a natural process. Why try to stop it? I am disgusting. And I know it too. Y'all made sure I did. And that disgust, that repulsion, it seeps into your veins and consumes your body like a tumor. And so I've started to rot. And no one wants to come near rotting flesh. That's my kind of invisible. I don't mean nothing to no one. You all could go to hell. It's me. It's me. I am the only one who sees anything, and no one understands that. I'll stand here and I'll monologue about the death, about the destruction, about how you all are doomed, how you are sprinting to your demise, and y'all won't hear a thing. I am the only one. I'm the only one who listens. I'm the only one who sees. I'm the only one who knows. I am all seeing. I am your God. You know, I could have shot you all already. Y'all see my gun. That's how I introduced myself before, remember? And I'm sure that's all y'all could look at. Still missing my flesh as always, my face, my body, distracted by something flashier, shinier, something with power, like a gun. I don't mind. In fact, I get it. But in all your staring, and all your, did y'all look close enough? Notice anything? A tiny little design, a little detail. Orange tape. It's fake. And so my power, it dissipates into thin air like it never was. I'm back to being nothing. At least I got y'all's attention, right? You listening? Cause I need you to hear me say, killing you all would do no good. I don't need a gun, and y'all need bullets in your head. Cause get this, y'all been dead. I seem to be the only one who sees any of this. We are crumbling. We are doomed. Cause y'all spill blood in invisible ink. Not to hide it from anyone else but yourselves. God forbid you see a little red, worry your little heads about the ugly. And in not seeing it, you perpetuate the ugly. You become the ugly. Wake up, kill a little bit all with empty eyes and an absent smile. Wipe your bloodied hands at the end of the day. Go to bed, repeat, and repeat, and repeat, cause you didn't have to see the ugly. You had the privilege of choice. But the ugly's my entire life, man. That's all I am. That's all I see, the ugly. I can't change channels like y'all can. I see the black bodies fall whether I want to or not. And if or whenever I'm shot by someone, when my knees bend sharp and my black body falls and I am suddenly still, I will bleed. And it will be red, and it'll be sure, and it will be inescapable. I will lie there crooked, body mangled, and the sight of me will be something unbearable. Bleeding black bodies are ugly, and it's not the blood that makes them that way. It's the black. I am the ugly y'all seem to need to shield yourself from, steeped in it like a damn tea bag. That's the only way you live. You all killed yourselves so you wouldn't have to look at it, but me. I stare right back in his eyes. God doesn't step down from ugly. God can't. God is ugly. So I'll cock my ghost gun because that's all I need. Y'all are dead already, with or without a metal bullet in your head. Yeah. Screw this. You know, I got the real thing back home. Cause that glittering black metal, the power, it's intoxicating, man. So I say, give me something to shoot. Let me utilize this power. And I think to myself, if everybody's dead already, well, if everybody's gone, well, who's left to shoot then? It's not fair, you know? I can smell your rotting insides. Flies gather in your stomach, seduced by the green and white spores that have blossomed in your rib cage like flowers. But they've somehow missed the flesh, and it remains pristine, untainted, approachable. Y'all get to be happy, you know? How could it be fair that even though y'all are the dead ones, that mine is the only corpse rotting?
Lights out.
A school bell rings. Sounds of children shouting and laughing is heard. It's recess time. Lila, a young girl, bolts on stage to a slide. She stands on top of it triumphantly. I am Lila Gordon, Princess of Dragonland, and you shall listen to me, dragon. A dragon, Toucan, appears dramatically, growling and snarling fiercely as they approach her. Lila wears a smug look of bravery on her face.
Rah! Roar! Booga booga!
Toucan pounces, enveloping Lila in a giant bear hug from behind. Oh, Toucan.
Did I get you this time?
No, of course not. You never do. You don't scare me, beast. You haven't scared me since we started playing on the first day of school. I feel like it's my job as Princess of the Dragons not to be afraid of any dragon.
Ugh, grr. I suppose you're right. One of these days I'll catch you off guard. Hey, what are we doing today, Lila?
We can climb the castle spire of the jungle gym.
No, we did that Wednesday.
We can play fireball.
No way. I threw my wing out last time you played. This 509-year-old physique isn't what it used to be.
Oh yeah, you got it caught in the soccer net. I remember going to the nurse for you to give you ice, but she said it was a waste. Sounds of children playing together are heard. Lila is distracted by them.
Grr. That's right. No good, non-believing crone. Say, what are they doing over there with that ball? Looks pretty dangerous and violent. Let's go play.
No, I don't want to play with them.
Oh, man. It looks so fun. Why not?
They've been mean. I don't really want to talk about it.
You know that you can tell me anything, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'd much rather play with you. Lila eyes the empty swing set. Ooh, can we have flying lessons?
Well, maybe for a little bit. I don't want to waste our daily 30 minutes on something too dangerous.
Yes! Lila runs over and stands on top of the swing. Toucan stands behind her and begins to push. Lila awkwardly gains height. When she's at an average distance, she jumps off, falling to the ground gracelessly. Ow, ow, ow!
Ah, Gorgon brains, I knew this was a bad idea. Really should have learned it after the last 5 times it ended this way. Where does it hurt?
My leg. My knee.
Gotcha. Just let me do my thing.
Toucan mystically heals Lila's leg. Thanks, Toucan. I just don't understand why flying never works for me.
Oh, Lila, we've been over this. Humans can fly about as well as a phoenix can swim.
Well, I want to be the best flying human. How did you get your wings?
It's a pretty long tail.
Don't feel bad. I love your tail. It's so nice and warm. It feels like a pillow made out of jeans and old people's skin.
No. I mean tail, like a story. It's a pretty long, boring story.
Please, pretty please with a fish on top.
Well, all right. The fish on top convinced me. If you must know, it was my 300th or so birthday, and I was trapped deep down inside this cave of goblins.
300? That's like 300 more years away.
Personally, I don't think that age has anything to do with it. You see, in that cave, I helped those goblins by finding a magic amulet of peace or something, long story. But anyways, I got my wings that day because I performed a valiant action.
That's how I'll learn to fly. I'll earn my wings when I perform a gelatin action.
Valiant, hun.
Come on, let's go perform a valiant action before recess is over. I already see kids lining up.
All right, you're the boss, princess.
Toucan, right here. 1,001 army of insectoids trying to steal the kingdom's food. We've got to stop them. Lila eagerly runs over to a nearby ant pile. She prepares to stomp on it.
Whoa! Hold your centaurs. These hungry insectoid soldiers aren't doing anything wrong. They're completely defenseless. What would it feel like if someone 100 times bigger stepped on you?
I wouldn't like it very much.
You wouldn't like it very much, would you? Yeah.
Oh, Toucan, this is useless. There's nothing vanilla to do here, and everyone's going back inside.
Valiant. And these things take time. I'll see you tomorrow, girly Q. Pay attention to math.
No, wait! Toucan, I just got an idea. What if I hid here? Then we can have more time to think of batillion things to do.
Ooh, what a fun idea. Let's do it.
Lila hides underneath Toucan's wings. She pokes her head back out. So we did it. Now what?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
A distant, discombobulated, semi-mechanical roaring noise stops the duo. Whoa, what was that?
No idea. I don't see any dark clouds. Can't be an angry thunder dragon.
Maybe it's a hurt unicorn.
That didn't sound like any unicorn I've ever heard before.
Are you okay, Toucan? I've never seen you look this nervous before.
What? Oh, yeah. I guess I'm just a little uneasy, is all.
Lila hugs Toucan from behind. I love you, Toucan. There's nothing to be afraid of.
I love you too, Lila. Your hugs make me feel like I can do anything.
Good, because I have a feeling that our next quest has to do with that noise.
Oh, all right. I guess we're going to the school after all, huh?
Yep, let's go save that creature, or defeat it, whichever one comes first.
Whichever comes first.
The duo are about to set off on their quest until Toucan notices a stick on the ground.
Oh, hang on.
Toucan picks up the stick.
Your sword, princess?
Ah, yes, my swordy sword, the most valuable relic in all of Dragonland. Lila and Toucan admire the blade. Now that I have my weapon, let's be off.
How are we traveling today, co-pilot Lila?
I think we should teleport today, co-pilot Toucan. Over.
Sounds like a plan. Prepare for takeoff. Over.
The duo begin to spin in place as if they're teleporting. They are interrupted by the same sound from earlier, only it's a bit more clear. Distant screams. Toucan lands on their butt.
Crash landing, mayday, mayday. Anything but that awful sound again.
Except it was different this time. I think I heard some people scream. Oh, Toucan, we've got to save them. What if they lost their magic amulet of peace, like in your story?
It could be many things. Many things a young princess is not prepared for. My worry is that it's the mark of a death dragon. They've become more and more common in the recent years.
Whoa, death dragon? Awesome!
No, not awesome. Terrifying. Death dragons hurt innocents purely because they can. I don't want you to get involved with a beast like that. We should go somewhere else.
Toucan, if I'm ever going to be the perfect princess of Dragonland, I need to perform my valiant action to earn my wings. This is the perfect opportunity. I feel like you don't even want me to.
Of course I want to, Lila. I just have a nasty feeling.
I'm going. They need me.
Lila, I'm very sorry that running is not the game you want to play right now, but sometimes we have to play games that we hate.
What if it's not a death dragon? Why would a death dragon kill another dragon?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, if it's not a death dragon, we can use our power of friendship to make him good, you know?
You might be onto something here.
If we can show it our friendship power, then we can save Dragonland in the school.
You're right. Come on, let's teleport in there quickly.
Toucan and Lila teleport into the school, perhaps by twirling the door open or by other means. Lila and Toucan, to the rescue, everyone! Silence. The lights inside of the school are completely shut off. Lila explores her space. She begins to feel nervous. Hello? Where did everyone go? Beginning to panic. Toucan, I'm scared.
Oh, honey, there's nothing to be afraid of here.
Toucan? Toucan, where are you?
Lila? I don't believe we're playing hide and seek, are we? I'm right here.
I want mommy. I want daddy. Where are they? This isn't normal.
Lila, I'm right here. Listen to me. This was a bad idea. Let's get out of here.
Lila, now completely out of Dragonland, begins to sink. Toucan rises to console her, but she can no longer be touched by her imaginary friend. Footsteps. Lila nervously rises to her feet. Toucan continues to attempt connection. More footsteps. Lila reacts to the death dragon, be it a step forward or other movement. He is the epitome of what should be feared. She looks up at him.
I am Lila Gordon, Princess of the...
The sound of a cocked gun is heard. The trigger is pulled, emitting a massive, ear-shattering dragon roar. Lila falls to the floor, dead. Footsteps are heard running away. Toucan hesitantly lifts her body up and dresses Lila in her wings, which she has finally grown. Lila, now reawakened, has completed her valiant action.
I am Lila Gordon, and I was the princess of the dragons.
Lila looks at the sky above her and prepares to fly upwards. End.
Since we began, 11 Americans have been shot and wounded. 5 more were killed with guns. And it's likely that one of those deaths was someone under the age of 19. Each of these plays was around 10 minutes long. And 10 minutes isn't all that long. And to address something as huge as gun violence, 10 minutes might not feel like enough time at all. But on October 1st, 2017, 10 minutes was long enough for a gunman to kill 60 people and wound 411 others in Las Vegas. And on December 14th, 2012, 8 years ago today, half that amount of time, only 5 minutes, was long enough for a gunman to kill 20 children and 6 adults at Sandy Hook Elementary School. If we live in a country where so many lives can be stolen in 10 minutes or less, then we must believe that 10 minutes of a moving story can also be enough. Enough to change hearts and enough to change minds. Because if numbers and statistics were enough, we wouldn't all have to be here to say, enough.